Yeah, I hope that you hearing me. This is the future, all about cybersecurity. Talking about the hackers, I'm just trying to warn you. From the one and only legend, the cyber informer. Hey, yeah, this is the cyber reformer. This is the cyber reformer. Let's go.
It's time for the Cybersecurity Business Connect and Protect Central Coast informational video. I am Michael Trimblett, the Cyber Informer, and today we'll be talking about the Essential 8's application control. Application control is all about restricting what will run on your computer. In this video, we'll show you the fundamental ideas behind application control and discuss what you need to do to manage this in your business. Get your propeller hats ready, this is a doozy. Let's go. What is application control? You use application control to prevent execution of unapproved or malicious programs including exe, DLL, scripts, for example, Windows Script Host, PowerShell, and HTA, and installers. If you go back to the demonstration I did in the Configure Microsoft Office macro settings video, I hacked a computer using a Word document. It was a combination of macros, PowerShell, and HTML application, or HTA script. Why do we do this? All non-approved applications, including malicious code, are prevented from executing. Prevention is better than a cure. So what application control is not? The following approaches are not considered to be application control. Providing a portal or other means of installation for approved applications. This means it's not a curated list of applications that you will install from a particular location. It's not web or email content filters to prevent users from downloading applications from the internet. This would be classed as secure DNS or a secure proxy. It's not checking the reputation of an application using a cloud-based service before it is executed. This is referring to Microsoft's inbuilt application called Smart Screen. While that's good, it's not application control by the Essential 8's definition. It is also not a next generation firewall to identify whether network traffic is generated by an approved application. This uses deep packet inspection to filter traffic, which is called an intrusion prevention system. With encryption on just about every website these days, these devices can have trouble inspecting traffic without specific configuration of certificates on devices and the firewall. Doing this can also break some websites, so I personally don't recommend this solution either. Implementing application control involves the following high-level steps. Identifying approved applications. Generally, this will be done with the help of a template computer. We create rules based on this machine, which can be applied to multiple computers. Developing application control rules to ensure only approved applications are allowed to execute. When the template is applied, Windows itself will block the execution and installation of unapproved applications and drivers. Maintaining the application control rules using a change management program. This can only be done by regular maintenance. As new versions are released and installed, the application control rules need to be updated and applied. We have another propeller hat zone. This section is rated 3 propeller hats out of 5, as we'll be taking a look at some of the technologies behind application control. If we were showing how to implement application control, this would be a 5 propeller hats out of 5. When determining how to enforce application control, the following methods are considered suitable if implemented correctly. Cryptographic hash rules is determining the legitimacy of the executable program or script by creating a hash of the program. If the program changes, the hash changes, then it will no longer be allowed to run. This thwarts the efforts of hackers to replace a program on the target with their malicious version with the intent that it will run unknowingly by the user or by Windows itself. Hashes are interesting in themselves, and we will likely look deeper into these in the premium section. Many technologies use hashes, so we will see how they are used in different scenarios. Publisher certificate rules, combining both publisher name and product name. A publisher of an application can digitally sign a program which attaches a public key to it. The key is verified when installing a program. If the certificate has expired or is invalid, the application will not install. Path rules. Ensuring file system permissions are configured to prevent unauthorized modification of folder and file permissions, folder contents, and individual files. This means that standard users are likely able to access the folder where the installation software is located on the network. They just lack the ability to modify or add to these files. Path rules can be added to the application control filter rules, so any software in that location can be installed as long as it's included in the allow list. Windows 10 has its own application control module. It is called Windows Defender Application Control. Windows Defender Application Control, or WDAC, is inbuilt into Windows 10 1903 and above. WDAC is also available on Windows Server 2016 and above. WDAC can be deployed from the server to Windows 10 Education and Enterprise only. This is via group policies, which is a way of managing all workstations on a network from the central server. WDAC must be manually deployed to all other versions, including the most common Windows 10 Professional Edition. WDAC cannot be enabled on Windows 10 Home Edition. So if you have purchased a PC from Harvey Norman, for example, you will likely have a Home Edition and will need to upgrade to the Professional Edition. This can be done in Windows itself. Microsoft has a list of recommended block rules which are revised periodically to prevent application control bypasses. I found out the hard way that if you implement only these block rules without modification, you will render your computer unbootable because the block rules deny the computer the ability to access the files it needs to boot. This makes ensuring you have the correct settings even more important. Okay, let's have a quick look at a demonstration of WDAC in action. So I have it running on this machine. So notice Notepad++. I can double click on that and it runs no problem at all. I have this other program right next to it that if I try running that, it gets denied. It shows you that Windows Defender Application Control has blocked this app. It's because it's not on the allow list. And have a look, our little friend evil.exe. Let's double click on that and we'll see whether it runs. No, it looks like Windows Defender Application Control has detected that this program is not on the allowed list and it has blocked it. Unlike what we saw a couple of videos ago where we were running as a standard user and it was able to bypass the standard user protections. There was no bypassing it in this case. Also, what we'll have a look at here is the certificates. So if we go into the properties, we'll see that this one here has a digital certificate. We can go in and we can have a look at the details of the certificate. We can see when it's valid from and to and who signed it. Not really important right now, but it's interesting to see that programs that ship do have this certificate, and you can then set up WDAC rules to allow certain certificates to install and run on your machine. If we have a look at my malicious payload, there's no certificate on this. So we can see from my malicious payload, there is no digital certificate tab, which means that it's not signed. So in theory, we could then say all applications that are signed, we're allowed to run. However, if we start seeing that more, then hackers will get a drift of this. They will then start signing their payloads. So that would then mean that if we had a rule in there to allow all signed applications, then potentially malicious code that is signed will run on the machine, rendering this useless. So it's still better to have a defined list of applications that will run on your machine. We're now exiting the propeller hat zone. It was interesting to see WDAC in action and the difference between signed and unsigned code. Endpoint Detection and Response, or EDR, is a next-generation antivirus product. It is not a replacement for antivirus, it works in conjunction with your antivirus. It is the most cost-effective and hands-off solution to assist with application control. Whilst it's not strictly application control in the sense that it prevents applications from running, it monitors and kills suspicious applications similar to an antivirus, but with some additional features which will help with application control. Loyal IT Solutions recommends Sentinel 1 Endpoint Detection and Response. EDR has a number of killer features. It uses artificial intelligence to monitor what is happening on each computer and the entire network. This gives a holistic approach to security as opposed to monitoring workstations individually. If it finds anything suspicious, it can isolate that computer from the rest of the network. While it is isolated, any changes can be rolled back and the workstation or server repaired. This is an excellent feature because it allows the computer to be removed from the network but still worked on remotely. How it works is like black magic. It can roll back any changes caused by a malicious actor without having to restore a backup. This is key to ensuring maximum uptime. It has full reporting so you can easily perform post-incident analysis. The federal government's cybersecurity questionnaire asks you if you perform post-incident analysis should you have a cyber incident. This makes it easy to do. All endpoints are monitored by a 24/7, 365 Security Operations Center, or SOC. This is an amazing feature of this product. In the past, SOCs were only available for the big end of town, enterprises that could afford the monitoring service. Now this is available to small and medium business. They also offer a warranty of $1,000 US per workstation, up to $1 million payout per site per incident, should you be affected by malware. Now this is putting your money where your mouth is. Sentinel-1 will pay you up to $1,000 per affected workstation, capped at $1 million US per site per infection if you use their default settings. This covers you for remediation costs should their product fail you. Wow. I've tried getting around this product and I can't find a way. It can be trivial to trick antivirus into allowing malware to run, like hiding malicious code in a legitimate program, but this technique does not work with Sentinel-1. In the premium membership, there will be individual videos on each of the Essential 8, which will dive into each of the maturity levels and what you need to do to implement them. For the moment, all we need to know is that there are 3 levels in each of the Essential 8 items: maturity level 1, 2, and 3. In maturity level 3, application control is implemented on all workstations to restrict the execution of executables, software libraries, scripts, and installers to an approved set. Application control is implemented on all servers to restrict the execution of executables, software libraries, scripts, and installers to an approved set. Microsoft's latest recommended block rules are implemented to prevent application control bypasses. So what did we learn? Application control is hard. Windows Defender Application Control is a robust solution for the Essential 8 requirement. Windows Defender Application Control is difficult to configure and roll out on all workstations. Whilst not strictly application control, EDR can give your business almost equivalent security with the added bonus of 24/7 SOC monitoring and an amazing payout warranty should the product fail you. Overall, this is a difficult subject to cover. It is typically out of reach of the typical SME manager or owner, even those who are computer savvy. However, EDR is certainly a great alternative to application control. Thank you for joining me for a look at application control. Don't forget you can contact me via email, Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. Until next time, stay safe online.
Oh yeah, this is the Cyber Informer. Hackers, you going down like, oh yeah, this is the Cyber Informer. Hackers, you going down, yeah.